As you can see, it's a little different today.
The shuttle has cleared the tower.
When I tell you something sparked in my brain.
Primal rage. Yep.
When I heard the bell ring.
Well, hold on. Let me put on my beanie here.
I will never forget WrestleMania 40.
Pat on the chest is crazy assertive dominance.
Did you
dude.
pat him on his chest?
Dude, if you go like
You gave
this.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, what the flipping heck is this? Hello, and welcome back to episode 16 of the Sorta Brothers podcast. As you can see, it's a little different today. Boys experienced something big this week.
We did.
Yeah, can't see you guys, actually.
Unreal.
Yeah, full totality.
Totality at the max totality.
And that was like 90-something%, right? 90.
Well, don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of wait for like the verbal cues when you can't say anything.
Did you feel like the whole totality? Should we lose the glasses?
Yeah.
Now that I've seen totality, nothing. I can see
Those
like
glasses
a
are
shadow.
fake.
I can see like a shadow.
They're not
dude.
ISO certified. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
they are. Yeah, they are. I almost need these glasses
Yeah.
for the lights Justice put on us here. I feel like the whole totality talk got to be what happened.
Those are bad, dude. Those are broken. There's like a hole in the lenses, dude.
Is there actually?
There's just like I don't know if it's just like a smudge or I don't know what. What were you saying?
The totality language got a bit out of hand.
Yeah. Buzzword bingo.
Yeah, I thought so. They're like,
Yeah, definitely just like with me and Blake, like when we were just like talking alone, definitely got out of hand.
what do you mean?
We were just throwing that word around all the time. I don't know. I can't tell the difference between what's totality and what's not totality anymore.
Drew, when's the last time you experienced full totality?
What was it? Didn't we have totality in 2018, the last one we had?
Just doesn't even have to.
Yeah, but I
just
feel like
in
totality
general.
can represent many things in life.
Yeah, it was probably 2018 with the last eclipse. That's not a word that I throw around lightly. So for me, like it's kind of like, I love my wife. You can say I love a cheeseburger,
Yeah,
but
well,
But
is it
full
the same
totality
love?
is only comes with
you're saying
with
the
an
last
eclipse.
time you experienced totality was with your wife?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's
If
understandable.
we want to go from love to totality, then we can go there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the only person I'd ever want to have complete totality with, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I respect that.
I don't know what you mean.
Poor Justice ain't never been.
Have you ever
totality.
experienced full totality, brother?
It's like, I can't wait.
99.7% a week ago.
I just get right there. Last time it was like only time I've experienced totality, I was around my parents.
We
My
were
whole
all,
family
we were
was
all out
there.
on the porch,
How
and
do
they're
we
like,
pivot?
"This is totality, 99.7%." And I was like, "Is this it?"
Doesn't feel like I thought it would.
Yeah.
Speaking of about the eclipse. Anyway, we didn't even introduce Drew. Drew, welcome to the Sorta Brothers podcast.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Drew's been a long time Sorta brother. Known each other a while. Been working out a bit together recently.
Yeah.
Drew was my running partner when I ran that marathon few years ago.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of bonding time in for that. So welcome to the show, dude.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's nice to hang out with you without, having to sweat or lift weights or something. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's good just to
Anytime.
be hanging out. And it's
Anytime.
not like 10 o'clock at night watching a UFC event too.
Tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
It's true.
You coming for
You
that?
start that back.
Night owl. Big night owl.
I'm trying to get you to say that you're coming to that on the pod so that when you don't show up, I can clip it and send it to you.
That's also something that we could probably talk about at some point during the pod is how you put people on the spot and
Oh man,
yeah.
That's like a thing that I do?
Oh yeah, for sure.
he said,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Name one time I've ever done that.
Basketball
Can't be right
on
now.
Sunday.
Guy came with notes. I don't remember basketball. I remember playing, but I don't remember putting anybody on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, they were.
You talking about when you tried to rip my arm off in the post and I called you out for it?
That was after.
Yeah, there was some beef down low.
Yeah. No. Well, and that's you guys said come prepared with questions and stuff. That's another one I have. A little segment I like to call sports chirps.
Sports chirps.
Yeah. So your best sports chirp. So
What is my best sports chirp?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do too much talking. I just kind of get really I start fouling off ball fouls a lot. Things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Things nobody's going to see.
ever since the last rec game we played at church, I've stayed out of the post. I got a fat elbow to the jaw by Drew, so I've stayed.
Drew's kind
out
of a bully
the
down
post.
low, dude.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When he hit
remember
me in the
yesterday-
jaw, that's the hardest I've ever been rocked in my life, dude.
What are you talking about?
didn't tell
at
me about
Urban
this.
Back?
Dude, yes. So
Oh, I didn't get
it was
invited to Urban
it was
Back.
like
We'll talk
third
about
trip
that.
down the floor,
yeah.
and I don't even know if you notice. You're just
No.
too big down there. You're just so big. You're just elbows are flying, which is good. You're getting dirty down low. But dude, that rocked me, dude. I went home and I was trying to eat an orange, dude, and it was I could only chew on one side legitimately. It hurt that bad. It was actually. It was pretty bad, but yeah, cheek swelled up a little bit that night, but we were good the next morning.
Speaking of that night, I didn't even catch the invite to play basketball that night.
Yeah, so it was.
You guys were playing basketball, and I text Drew, "Hey, what are you up to?" He sent me back an arm emoji.
Yeah, so there's only leaders, right? We
Yeah.
were at a
Yeah,
event, church event.
Servants only.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
I figured,
I serve.
Blake just sat home all weekend doing nothing when he could have led,
Yep.
but he didn't.
Where did you serve?
I serve all over town. I serve. Seriously.
All over town.
No,
Somebody came to the
think
church the other day. I served them.
and I think I only text you back because you questioned your own question. what
Yeah,
the
why
question
did you
was.
ghost me in the first place?
Well, I didn't even know, number one, how many people we were going to have.
Yeah, it was.
I
kind
didn't
of
even
up in the
ask
air.
to play basketball. I said, you were supposed to come over, and then it didn't work out. And I said, you come tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
But I
Yeah.
kind of got the sense you were acting like Michael on The Office when he knows Jim's having that barbecue. You knew we were going, and you just wanted him to invite you. You knew we were playing basketball, and you're like, "Got anything tonight?"
Yeah,
100%.
I know.
I'm
you
like,
guys-
hey, Drew, happy birthday. You're like, it's not my birthday. I'm like, I thought we had the same birthday.
happy birthday, Michael.
Oh man,
Yeah.
no, yeah, it was
Dang, I didn't know this
It was up in
podcast
the
was going to get so heated off the
it was
rip.
up in the air.
Well, and I bring up the sports chirps thing because that's the elbow thing. I'm sorry. I think
It's all good,
it
dude.
was just one of those just mishaps because that's normally not my style. But the one thing I like to do is play, but just jaw the entire time. So basically,
Yeah.
chirp the entire time.
Yeah.
But I didn't know a lot of it. I do it just to have fun.
Yeah.
But you guys, there's no pickup stories or anything or because and I don't know, I feel like you played tennis in high school, right?
Yeah, I actually do have a story. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I was like, I don't even know. When I was playing basketball in high school, I couldn't tell you a single thing that I remembered from
No.
and I definitely probably wasn't I don't think I developed the ability to chirp until playing intramural ball in college, and it just became a necessity.
Right. Okay. So that's what I was gonna say. This story isn't. I'm not gonna tell you some story where I was chirping a guy across the tennis court, but.
You could.
When I was coming out of my senior year in high school, my friends and I had a rec basketball. We were in a rec basketball league at Sportsville Sports, just a local sports club thing. But yeah, first game, go out there. There's a guy he's not crazy tall, but he's got some weight to him. It was, I don't know, probably 6'3". Would you just mouth?
It's PC.
Kind of fat.
6'3", I don't know. He's getting up there in weight, a little chunky. We're running down the floor, and we were kind of I wasn't necessarily trash talking him, but he was just kind of bumping me around, that sort of thing. It eventually escalated where the buzzer's about to go off. There's 10 seconds left in the entire game, and this guy grabs my jersey. And it's kind of we're both running on a fast break, and we're right next to the wall. And in sports of all sorts, there's a court where one whole sideline is like there's like a foot out of bounds, and it's just a wall.
Like the court to the right when you walk in?
Yeah. Well, we were on the court to the left, but yes,
Yeah.
both of those have a wall right down the sideline. And as we were running, I'm closest to the wall. He's right next to me. He starts to turn and just grabs my jersey and turns with me. Dude, I'm like, this is also senior year of high school. I'm like 135 pounds, dude. I'm like, so probably not that light. I'm like 145, something around there.
Like right now.
But I just, dude, I got legitimately thrown into the wall by this guy, and I did nothing wrong.
Just pull a BYU?
Dude, I didn't. I know.
Shut the F up.
Shut the F up, dude.
And the guy in the
You
background.
censor yourself.
Hey.
Shut the F up. Hey.
But no, dude, like it was like,
Self-censoring.
it's not like an insane story or anything like that, but it was like literally where this guy was only trash talking me, and I would just be like, dude, chill, or like relax.
Yeah.
I would only say those words, and then it eventually got to the point where he threw me into the wall, and then like my buddies were like, hey.
just laying on the ground. Shut that.
You said relax. It reminded me, this isn't my sports chirp, but it was a chirp at a sporting event.
That can still be a chirp, though.
Yeah. Well, I have another story I think you guys would like to hear, but you said relax. So
Yes.
we were at the Reds game last Saturday. Whole family was there. Candace was sitting next to me. And then Lucy was up here. And then we went with Jackson Rollins. Him and Deacon were sitting like right below us, like one like seat level below us. There was a couple Reds fans to our left, and then there was a Mets fan and his girlfriend in front of us. Reds were losing. All of a sudden, the Reds come back. I think they're up 8-5, and I think we were in the 8th inning. And
Is this the game where Ellie popped off?
I don't think so.
No, that was the game after.
I think it was the game. Yeah,
Or two
the game or
after.
two after
Yeah.
where he hit the inside the park and the
okay.
outside of the park.
He
home
stole
run.
like 2 bases, or 3 or 4.
But the Mets fan noticed that the team was in dire straits and it was just about to be, curtains for him. So they got up. He kind of looked over. They got up and left. The guy next to me stands up, starts clapping. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See ya. Have a nice flight back to New York. And I'm like, I don't even think this guy's from New York. But he was just chirping him the entire time until he got out. And I looked over, went in full dad mode. And I'm like, relax. Like you could tell the guy felt bad. Like, and Candace looked at me and, that instinct, are like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, relax. He's like, I'm not going to relax. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So the next instinct is like, all right, well, do I have to stand up and assert my dominance? But I didn't do that.
6'7".
Yeah, so I just kind of gave him. I'm like, all right. I'm like, dude, I'm just like, let him go. Like, you got your 8 words in. You
This is
got
the
your,
4th game of the season.
Yeah, like we're fine, right? Like we all wanted the Reds to come back and win, but apparently, him and the girl said something before the game. That's why they were on tilt the whole time. I mean, the kid must have been a spry 21 years old.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend turned over and she's like, he's not even drunk. And I'm like, I bet he's fun at parties. Like, how do you respond to that? But yeah, don't tell me to relax. So after the game, I'm like, hey man, like I've got my whole family sitting like right here and then right here. The last thing I wanted was for him to come this way to get in between everybody. So you were the closest person that I could say relax to. I was like, but good win, buddy. And gave him a fist bump and, we walked off. But I think I may have been just about as tall as him, standing in the seats below him. So he's like, golly, this guy's looking eye to eye with me. So
He's sitting down.
yeah, so I gave him the old pat on the chest and then.
Dude, I never get that.
Pat on
I
the
can't-
chest is crazy asserted
Did
dominance,
you
dude.
pat him on his chest?
Yeah, like
No
I kind of
shot.
gave him like,
Dude,
yeah,
if you go like
gave-
this,
yeah.
Good game, sport.
You say, hey,
he
it's
wanted
okay.
to do it to me.
Dude, I get to do it to you now. Dude, I let you do it to me.
We both reached
ahead.
for it.
Yeah, I gave him one of those. Like
Oof.
it's fine.
Did you think I was about to like smack you hard?
That felt like he was like. That felt like he was like just agreeing going like this. That makes it.
You're like,
that doesn't
relax,
make
and
it
the guy's
split
just like-
dominance. That makes it.
Is it cold in here or is it just me?
Dude, it's always
It's
cold
always
in this
cold in
basement.
this basement. Yeah.
It'll be 90 degrees in the summer, and I'll be wearing a sweatshirt on this podcast.
Speaking of chirping, though, Justice and I don't know that I have a go-to chirp, but I want to, in a minute, I want to get back to why we were talking about this because you threw a wild accusation at me that we didn't ever wrap up. But
Yeah, it's not wild.
But so yeah, it was a wild accusation, and I have my wife here to defend me. I hope.
Wow.
Justice and I went and we were playing. We went to the court a couple weeks ago. We were playing just 1-on-1, and then like 10 high schoolers show up.
Yeah.
And so they take over the court. They start playing 5-on-5. So Justice and I, like, they play a game, and then we like sub 2 guys out, and we hop in and we're playing. And something happened between Justice and this one kid where like the ball went out of bounds. Justice grabbed it and just like
People don't.
set the ball down, and the kid was like, "Why didn't you hand me the ball?" or something. It was like some like high school. The kid may have been black. He got mad at Justice.
Dude, I think it's the way
got
my
mad at
wrestling
Justice,
face
though.
Do
is.
you have my attention?
He got mad. So now that I have you, he got mad at Justice, and Justice was like, "What are you talking about? I just set the ball here, whatever." And was just like trying to talk reason to this kid, and the kid just immediately he just started saying, "That's right, N-word. That's right, N-word."
That's the only thing he said.
That's undefeated.
That's the only thing he said.
That is undefeated.
And I was like, wait, but why would I pass the ball to the opposing team? And he's like, that's right. That's right. You're right.
So did you guys just say, all right, we're done?
I'm like, are you telling me I'm right because the other word is seeming contrary?
I'm getting mixed signals.
Dude, I don't know if we haven't. I don't know a comeback that you would
How
say
many
to
games
that.
did you play after that? That's the
That was the
question.
only one.
No, because, we only played. No, well, we had to leave.
I had to go
because
help a
Blake-
buddy move.
Yeah,
Oh,
Blake was
yeah,
doing
of
it.
course.
Yeah.
After that, you're like, well,
Like, it's getting a little
I could do
dangerous out
anything
here.
besides be here.
This dude was like 5'4", like junior in high school.
Yeah,
Dude.
he still schooled you.
Yeah, with that phrase, dude.
What if you're on a pickup court and somebody just starts spamming you with the N-word? What's the response?
Okay.
Guy's spamming. He's spamming.
He's emoting on me. He's like,
All right.
holy trigger
All right,
fire.
all right. Let's relax.
You
Pat him
can't
on
say
the
things
chest.
I can't say.
Pat him on the
Pat him
chest.
on the chest.
No, but this whole thing started because you said, what'd you say? Coming from the guy who calls people out on stuff or something like that.
No, I feel like you have a very interesting way of getting
It's about to be toxic.
putting people on the spot. Like you demand immediate answers for your questions. So you're like, "Hey, UFC's, on. Are you coming over?" And it's kind of like salesy in a term of like your assumptive close, right? So you wouldn't ask, "Do you want to come over?" You're like, "You're coming over, right?"
I don't do that.
I think I agree, but it's also like it's something that could be a good trait in like a leader, like different things like that.
Right. So like if we could get him to like show up to like
Maybe like leading
student
a
events,
small
To serve.
group.
events.
Yeah.
to serve.
Wednesday,
Church events.
6:56 p.m. Want to come over for UFC 300 Saturday night? ?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, no, like the
I mean, it's
basketball
one.
thing.
It's one example.
The
right?
basketball
Like,
thing on
It's not enough to make a sample.
on Sunday. I think there were a couple guys that were probably
Back me
looking
up here,
forward
dude.
that just got. What was that?
He said, "Back me up." Just continue. Sorry.
No, you're
He likes
fine.
to interrupt as well.
No, I think there are definitely a few guys that were interested in playing a different sport. I think I even found that one came after telling you he couldn't be there, and
Yeah,
we
held a
found him
gun to
playing
his
the
head,
the other sport.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
honestly so.
So I don't
shady
know.
of
Like
that guy.
I don't know if it's your height or your tonnage that people are scared of.
Tonnage.
Yeah, just your weight, like your girth.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
probably
tell
is
you,
the girth. Now that I think about it.
tell you no.
Like I
Do you
hit that
feel like
chord,
you
I might
stand
find
really
totality.
Close? Yeah. But no, I think I don't know. I feel like you have like you said, and I think we could use it with students because I think that students need to to learn that from.
Yeah.
That's right.
From somebody. Yeah, and
I might
that's
have to assert it onto those.
I've got that on the list as well.
Might have to
right,
assert it
that's
onto those turds so that I'll be invited to basketball next year.
Yeah,
Well,
you will, and you will.
You will.
My whole point was just like ghosting somebody, and then when I'm like, cool, you're sending one of these, that's crazy.
I just think
That is crazy.
I just think we're focusing on the wrong
crazy.
problems. You know.
What was the other thing you just said that you said he's going to get to?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Just
That's,
just like
that's on the list.
audience members. Here, we can get to it in a second. I wanted to show you guys this.
Please.
I came across this as I was scrolling through Instagram. So I'm not going to give a description. I'm just going to let it play
hit me
and
with it. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm about to watch.
see what happens. I'll turn it on. The caption says, "Drive safe, Kentucky."
Okay, Ka.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Oh, that's not. That's not a real ad.
Oh no, this is KY Highway Safety. Learn more. Sponsored ad.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
My goodness. Who, where? Dude, what is the marketing team for this? And
Who, what, when, where, why?
White people, for sure. That's the marketing team.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Buckle up, put your phone down.
What
dude,
kind of?
that's rough, dude.
But is that going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night?
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah, but
goodness.
the like middle-aged woman just like, buckle up.
Dude, the guy's
Well,
like, he like whips open the garage, he's like, buckle up, phone down.
That's kind of a vibe, though. Dude, the new when this
I'm like
episode.
looking in the car after, I'm like, buckle up, phone down.
But what's the Chappelle skit? There was like, was it the Eclipse? Is that? I mean, we're going full circle here, but was that the
Totality.
Was that the car that it was like this techno song at the time, and then Dave Chappelle did a skit of it, and he was driving, and it's like the difference between like a couple white people in the car driving and a couple black people in the car driving. Like
Wait, is this a recent thing?
no, it was like back in the day, the
okay.
Chappelle show.
Chappelle show, yeah.
But yeah, that reminded me of that. But like the dad just even in one of those, it's like, I mean, how do you coach that? You're like, all right, Dave, so you're gonna get in the car here.
That's a one take.
And you're gonna drive and just feel the music and we'll see where it goes. And he's like,
He wasn't even driving. You just sitting. There's just someone holding an iPhone. He's just sitting in the passenger seat like this.
Dave, we got it. Let's go. Wrap it up.
They just play the jingle and they're like, whatever you feel.
Just feel the music, and they're like,
Buckle up,
this
put
is-
your phone down.
They're just playing it off to like the iPhone speaker, and he's like, I can get down to this.
Oh, heck yeah.
this is the music my kids listen to.
Did you guys make this?
Is this going on TikTok?
Holy shoot.
But yeah, I think it was a good ad. Just really surprised me. I was like, I should probably screen record that. So now we're here.
Our area is notorious for like wild ads of like, well, I saw something came up on like Instagram, and it was not like a local page or anything, but it was like craziest ads of all time or something, and it was like saying this area was launching a new aquarium and this is how they promoted it, and
yes.
it just
No, it
was
was
the
that
billboard.
the sharks were coming to the aquarium, and
yeah.
you can pet the sharks.
You pet the shark, and it's just a billboard of two fingers, and it says, "Guess who's coming?"
Yes.
Totality.
I saw that.
That's
That's all it takes is two
That is
fingers. Yeah.
Totality.
totality.
Yeah, I did
Yeah, I
not
was like,
see
oh,
that.
that's the Newport Aquarium.
Wow, I did not see that. No.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It was an
Perfect
that was an
branding.
old billboard, but yeah.
Yeah. Guess who's coming?
That's what that
Phrasing.
reminds me. I saw there was like a meme that I scrolled past the other day, and it was something like a joke similar to that, and it was the Polar Express guy. Well, you coming?
I love the Polar Express.
He's like standing next to the train. Well, see it coming.
Dude, that movie's always had creepy undertones. I don't care what people say. We watch it every
Just
year,
a
though.
hater.
I'm not a hater, but I think,
Mount Rushmore Christmas movies. We going? Ready? Go.
Oh gosh.
shoot.
It's a
Yeah.
rabbit hole right there.
We're like child abduction movie, Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got Taken. You got
Yeah. What?
Taken 2. You got Taken 3.
Hostile. I mean, they were probably minors, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't want to get too serious on the pod, but there is a current event I think we need to address. You guys know what I'm talking about.
There's a couple.
Speaking of loving a good comment section, we lost one of the greats this week.
Oh yes. What was the? Have you had a favorite meme or?
I read
Picture or
through some of the
anything?
comment sections on it. One of them was like, we're talking about O.J. Simpson dying from apparently a battle with cancer that I didn't even know he had cancer. But one of the comments was like, and the cancer was found not guilty.
Ooh,
Dude,
Which
I
is
think
tough.
I find that so sad though. Even though like a lot of people hate that guy.
Yeah.
Well, he
I
killed
don't-
someone
yeah.
He killed a couple people, right?
I know it's still.
and got away with it.
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm not saying he
Yeah.
didn't kill
They were,
somebody.
people were like, "This is tragic. Please be respectful." Or somebody said like,
Yeah.
"This is so tragic. I can't believe he's looking up at us right now."
Did you hear that the guy that killed O.J. Simpson's ex-wife died from cancer?
Wow.
That's
Yeah, I
did
just saw one that was like he never found out who killed his wife.
Did he like? This might get too graphic. Did he like supposedly like how they died? Were they like cut up?
I think he stabbed her.
Stabbed them, but then weren't they like cut up and they found the bodies in like bags or something? We don't have to
don't
get
know.
too far into it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All I remember, and I was telling Candace, my wife, shout out, earlier, that I remember being maybe like fourth or fifth grade and like being in an elective where they had the TV on to catch like the end like of the sentencing and stuff.
Yeah.
Or,
With
you
the
know,
glove
the
and stuff.
ruling. And I can just remember like people chanting, "OJ's not guilty. OJ's not guilty."
Sounds like
And,
our Kentucky driving
exactly.
jingle.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
where I think it was probably one of those kids that made that.
Buckle up, put your phone down. I'm just happy that he got to live long enough to see the Bronco make a comeback.
Well, and that's the other thing. That was the other unintended like problematic thing about it was the Ford Bronco really took a hit.
Yeah.
And it took a while for it to come out because it was riding high. And then
Oh yeah.
the other one was like if they don't do the funeral procession like this, they're missing out on an opportunity where the Bronco's in the front and then all the police cars are following behind.
My gosh.
Dark
That'd be
humor.
crazy.
Dark humor to the totality.
Dude, okay. This reminded me of it because of obviously like the dead bodies and stuff. But you were over this week eating, and Megan and I were eating like salad or something, and Justice was over, and we are like, we have some leftover teriyaki chicken in the fridge. And he's
I'll
like,
stand by.
he's like, oh, that'd be amazing. So Megan heats him up some teriyaki chicken and rice and vegetables.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's
By
a
the
good
way.
meal. But he just is sitting there and he's like, I'm going to try to eat this, but I'm going to be honest. Like, this meat just looks like the raw, like cadaver bodies.
Okay. For some context, we were already talking about dead bodies.
Why were we talking about
We
that?
were talking about
I don't
Pompeii.
remember.
That's
Oh,
a,
we were talking about Pompeii.
that's a terrible segue into your sister's cooking, though.
No, Megan's cooking is actually
He's like,
awesome.
"It
I
tastes
loved
good,
the
but it
meal.
looks
No, we were
But-
talking about Pompeii, and we didn't. I had no idea when it happened.
No, we were talking about Pompeii, and we were talking about how you can go to Pompeii still, and there's some like bodies or
Like
body
casts of the bodies, yeah.
And then we started talking about it, just like eventually, you know how conversations go, like
Dead
just
bodies.
going down the line.
Chicken.
Anyway, it just got me thinking when we were because we were literally thinking about people looking at dead bodies. And I don't know if you've ever seen, but literally when I was in science class, they would show us videos of people showing us like zoomed in versions of like a forearm, and then showing like the different tendons and muscles in this forearm. And eventually, like whatever preservatives or whatever they do to make the muscles deteriorate slower, it makes them this like light brown color, and that's exactly what the reheated frozen teriyaki chicken looked like.
It might be teriyaki sauce to preserve them.
Yeah.
If it looks,
I'll
that
stand
much
by
like
it. I don't think it's that crazy, but I still ate the chicken and it was awesome. Tasted amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's about what you say, not like the actions around food. Just because I have a brother-in-law that sometimes will say things out loud that don't really line up, and then that's all we really hinder on is those moments. So
Yeah, words matter.
they do. Florence Baptist,
Yeah.
2014 or something like that.
Probably 2014 through 16. That series
Yeah.
was almost as long as the thread.
Shout out. My best chirp story actually is since you said it, I'll bring it back to that. So back when Ben Brown was the youth pastor, and I was serving alongside Ben's leadership. Corey was there, Travis was there, and Tavis was there. And the chirp in the office all the time was, Ben, you could pick 2 other people. It wouldn't matter. Us 3 would beat you and whoever you want to pick in a game of 3-on-3. And Ben's like, all right, well, I'll get Drew.
It's you and Travis and Corey.
No, it's Travis, Tavis, and Corey.
Oh, and then
Those
okay,
3.
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
Ben
I got you.
to pick his own other 2 guys, and they said, doesn't really matter who you pick, we'll beat you.
Yeah.
So I can just remember most of that night was, and the third on our team was Mike Rankin. So
Wow. Nice.
not really like the guy you would think of being a basketball player, but
He did play though, right?
and he played well for us that night, but it was supposed to be at Erpenbeck because Ben's mom was the principal out there. And then last minute, getting ready to walk out on like a Wednesday night to go play ball.
She was the principal when I was there.
Yeah. So
Long career.
but I think Lonnie got us into R.A. Jones at the time.
Oh, nice.
So they switched
R.A.
gyms on us last minute.
I said, Ari Jones, let's go.
Yeah, so it was middle school gym, and we played 3-on-3. I think we played to best of 7 or something, and there was a lot of chirping going on there.
Who won?
We did.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was good
go.
because, you want to help out Ben because he's in the office, but that was one of those things. And then I think that spurred wanting to play in like a church league, like a men's league. And then we did that for a bit.
That's kind of what we're trying to get going now, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
I
like
think
that.
it'd be like, I think what we do or what we did last Sunday is like super fun, but I think it could be even cooler if we eventually got enough people where we were like running a bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like to where we stayed, even if it was just outside. I mean, it'd obviously be better if it was inside, but I just mean like, even if we still stayed outside, but we like created like teams that you stuck with for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out though. We lost one of the good ones this week on the court.
Oh,
Just a moment of silence.
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be
Moment of
another 5
silence
years.
for Sorta brother Jordan. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan came out to play. Jordan actually played basketball, I think.
Yeah, no,
high
he's
school.
looks athletic. He's
He
pretty
was
good.
he ran one play, but like, dude, I'm telling you, that play he ran, it was clean.
Wow.
It was clean.
Okay, hi man.
Jordan, he went like he took it to the corner. He
We're talking
cut
about
in,
when he got hurt.
hit like a crossover, step back, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, where'd Jordan go?
No. He got hurt on a fast break. That must have been the play before because I was guarding him on the fast break. And
You did it to him?
no, so
I thought I was the one that was elbowing people.
Well, that's a fact.
I was like backpedaling and I was almost under the rim at
And
this
then I
point.
just buckled his knee in.
And he kind of almost hit one of those, like Jackson does this a lot on a fast break. He'll hit like a euro, but he won't do like a actual euro trying to get around you. It's like a euro just like in your face, like kind of just like, you
Just
know
like
what I
a
mean?
bull charge.
You pretty much like,
Yeah. You're not going to take one.
and
Just go right.
and so he did kind of one of those things. And as he took his first euro step, I knocked the ball out, and his body just went past me, and we all just started running back. And I never saw
Soul
him again.
left his body, dude.
Yeah. And
I asked him if I like hit his knee or anything, and he was like, "Oh, I'm fine." I was like, "Wait,
I
so
didn't
did
see
I,
any of
or
that
I don't-"
happen. I just go, "Oh, Jacob, you're in the game." He's like, "Yeah, Jordan had it out."
and he's already sitting over there, like on the
I mean,
playground.
maybe the ball might have hit his knee, but I don't think I actually hit his
No, dude,
body.
he's got like an appointment Monday to get an MRI.
I know it's awful,
Thinks
dude.
he like might have torn something. Plus, he's already torn that knee's ACL twice before. So
He said 3 times to me, I think.
one in the one knee, 2 in the one, I think.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's all the same knee. I don't.
Sorta Brothers sponsored knee sleeves, probably.
I know if we could get Zevia to pay us anything, maybe we'd sponsor his surgery.
Dude, I asked when I walked over to the bench where he was sitting there, I was like, "Do you like never wear a knee brace or anything?" And Taylor was standing right there, and she'd be like, "That'd be smart."
He said it doesn't do anything, like because like the knee brace doesn't do anything for non-contact injuries that are internal. It would only do it, you know. I don't know. So,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think the problematic thing is just when you try to do it every 5 years.
Play basketball. Yeah.
Not that, I mean, stuff like that happens all the time. Like I was running up at a church for some, I don't know, maybe like 6 months, just playing on Mondays and stuff. And I mean, just there's always some kind of freak, like tweak of a muscle or one guy was just trying to actually move something and like his thumb almost got, smashed because he was trying to move something off the court when we were getting everything set up. So,
Violence is everywhere.
playing basketball
this is a
in
volatile
your
world.
late 20s to late 30s is
When do you think your actual peak is
Like your prime.
of like playing.
of like physical activity?
Ooh,
On average, or are we saying like an athlete? Because it's
On
different.
average.
It's different if
On
you like
average.
do rehab every day and all that.
No, not like LeBron James.
on
Like
average,
us.
like
I'd
the
probably
average
say
dude.
like, I don't know what, like 29.
29?
I was thinking you could probably even be in your 30s.
Yeah.
Just because I think that the more that you do something and the more you learn, I think that kind of plays a part in it too.
Yeah.
And then like the dad strength or like the grown man strength, like that probably happens later than, when you're able to vote.
You think dad strength is a real thing? Like when you have a baby, you get stronger?
Well, I think you have the ability to black out and probably lift something that you probably wouldn't be otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking
moment.
about like dire situation kind of thing though?
but
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
that
same
could
with like a
be-
I'm just talking
mother,
about like in the gym, not like if a car's
I
on
don't
my
think
Yeah,
lap.
but it's
so.
like I'm not seeing it in the gym right now.
Yeah. The 10-pound bumper plates I've got on each side of that bench press ain't saying much.
Yeah, but that's what you do. You.
I'm doing for reps, though.
Do you feel like you're out of your prime or you're still in it?
I don't know because I feel like it's prime is kind of like a roller coaster in your 30s because it's so easy to like get out of shape and it's so hard to get back in shape. But like, I wouldn't say that like, dude, like I'm dialed right now. But like, I definitely feel like
Feel good?
the grind that I've put myself through, I'm in like probably the second best shape of my 30s.
Maybe it's more of like a plateau thing where you can stay steady and you might drop off, but you can
Yeah.
get back up to that kind of prime feel, kind of, you know what I mean?
Well, that would be hard. I guess it is relative because what if you were just like,
Just takes a drink in the middle of his own conversation, dude. What?
I'll tell you what, when
What if you were, dude? Literally, we've been talking for like you put it up to his throat. He's like, let's all of us finish, and then he's like, "Let me go." He goes crazy.
I got something to say. But no, what if you were like super fat your whole 20s and then you lost all your weight at like 35? Is that your prime? Because the best you've ever been, even though you would have been better if you were skinny in your late 20s?
I see where you're
Or
going
fit?
with that.
Wait,
Like
what though? But then we're looking too much into the past.
This guy.
You
This
can't
is
be
what
looking
I'm
into
dealing
the
with.
past, man.
Yeah, man.
I see what you're saying. I feel like
Would you rather be a fat 25-year-old or an in shape 35-year-old? What's
Well-
a better athlete? In shape 35-year-old, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I'm
like
on
I-
the O line.
But I feel like it's more advantageous to be in shape when you're in your 20s though,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
because that's when you're trying to mate and you're trying to find somebody. And I don't know.
if
putting
you're in your
yourself out
30s
there-
still trying to mate.
Yeah. Have you?
who's trying
When
to
you
do
hit
that?
30, when you hit 30, did you stop mating?
Nope.
I don't think somebody's not being honest about their totality.
Wait, totality range. What's like prime totality though?
Biblical?
Probably like
Yeah.
I can't breathe, dude.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like peak, like it's
mating.
Like no.
What is
Like-
peak mating season?
I think it's like what, December?
It's
Like the colder months, right?
Yeah, it's like when the
too cold.
deer's antlers are falling off. It's like the wrong
Like
Heads.
on
Heads
velvety.
are falling off.
velvet. When I see velvet on deers, I know it's time for mating season.
Baby, get home.
Baby, I'm on my way.
Okay, I think I was wanting to say something a while ago before we got back off topic, but when we were talking about the dead person chicken,
Yeah.
Justice and I started talking. Have you ever seen a real dead body? Like
What?
in person, like a body, it could be a cadaver, but or like a body of someone that had
Yeah.
died. You have?
Yeah.
Where'd you see that?
In the hospital when I
Okay, like not funerals, like
no,
that.
no,
okay.
no, like
I guess funerals would count. I don't know
Dude.
what I'm talking about.
I mean, yeah, my grandma
Okay.
when she had a heart attack, and then we went into the room, and she was already dead.
Yeah,
I mean,
wasn't
I've
thinking-
processed it, so I'm okay to talk about it. But
Okay. Well, do you need to get anything else off your chest, or I didn't mean for it to go this direction.
no, but you asked, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's probably the only time I've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving
So
a legit answer.
the reason, did you ever go to the bodies exhibit when it was here?
No.
You know what it is, though.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah.
I did go to it, and I was in like probably eighth grade, maybe something like that, 7th, 8th grade, and I went through the whole thing, and they have like full human beings, and then like body parts and organs and different things all through this exhibit, dude. I went through the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Also heavy on the Asian people, I remember, which was strange. I went through the whole thing, left. I had no idea those were real people. I thought it was like all rubber people.
Yeah.
You're like trying to touch it, and your mom's like, "Don't touch."
I'm like, this looks accurate.
Like oddly similar.
I'm like, why did they sculpt everything?
Yeah.
Felt a little mature for me at the time. But no, I had no idea. Nobody explained to me while I was there that these were real people we were studying.
That
You
wasn't
didn't like read the plaques or anything at the bottom.
I was in 7th grade. I could
like-
read
yeah.
plaques.
Do you? Oh,
Like
that's a
Cooper Smith like says a name.
That's a great question. Do you read the plaques when you go to like
Museums?
exhibits and museums and
do
like
now.
the zoo and stuff?
I do now.
No, dude.
You do now?
Maybe a couple, but I can't
I think
stand like.
I honestly do now. I don't like sit there, but I'll like skim through it now. Whereas before I didn't used to look at it at all. You know what I mean?
So like if you go to like the zoo and you go walk down to Africa and you're looking and you see where it says like the lion and whatever.
Well, see now
like, are
zoo's
you-
different than a museum for me because
He keeps saying museum.
sorry,
He said,
what? How's
talking
it
about something the
pronounced?
other day. He kept saying museum. I said, "You're saying museum," and then he was like, "What? No." And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm saying museum."
I don't even know. Anyway, it's different because my family growing up always had like the zoo Cincinnati pass or whatever. And so I've been to that zoo, and they've changed and upgraded or whatever, but I've been to it multiple times, and so I feel like I've read most of the stuff. I mean, I'm sure they add new stuff too, but I just mean if we're somewhere that I don't know anything about, or it's like something like a new exhibit or something, and it actually interests me, I'll take a little bit of time to skim through it. It's like,
yeah, but like if I have a rhino in front of me and then there's a plaque that's like, this is a rhino. It's from here. I don't care what that plaque says.
Yeah.
I just want to look at the.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm interested though.
There are two types of people. I have a friend, and we've had the zoo membership for, I don't know, probably since Lucy was like 1 or 2. So we've definitely done that for the last 7 years or so. And when Pokemon Go was really popular, we were like, oh, we heard like the big hot spot is the zoo.
Yeah.
And so we just went to kind of see what it was all about. And my friend, like I'm pushing Lucy in a stroller, my friend read almost every single plaque on the way.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
dude.
It's like, we're just trying to get to Fiona. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was, oh, well, there he is, just still back there. So I think there's definitely two types of people, ones that look at them and digest the information and feel like when they leave the zoo, like, oh, you know, it's like, well, how did you know that the gorilla's name was Coco? Well, it was on the plaque. That's you know, I read the plaque.
I think it's got to be a balance. If there's something you're really interested in, fine, read it. But feel like you have to read everything, no.
Well,
Yeah, I definitely still lean towards the side of not reading, but like
If you listen to any of our episodes, you'll know that's true.
if exactly
We talk about hating reading on almost
but
every
if
episode.
you, but again, like if I read, oh, this gorilla's name is Coco, and then I'm like, oh, Coco likes this.
yeah,
I'm going to go get her
the
some of that.
That's the extent.
yeah.
That's the extent. Now I know if I like need to ask her out, like what she likes.
The zoo animal?
The gorilla.
Gorilla. Yeah.
Got to save
Few
her.
guys
gotta,
had to date
gotta
one animal.
save her from those zookeepers.
Candace did
dude.
ask, she's like, what was the name of the gorilla that died at the zoo however many years ago? I'm like-
Disrespectful.
and I go, are you serious? And she's like,
Disrespectful.
yeah. And I'm like, you don't remember? And she's like, no. And I'm like, how could you forget about our sweet Prince Harambe?
Gone too soon.
Like, like we had a membership through that whole process. And I mean, I think it's pretty, like it's very similar on the one side, what they've kept, but on the opposite side, you can walk through and sometimes they will be on the other side.
Yeah.
Do they have plaques honoring
have like that-
Harambe there?
No.
That's weird.
I don't think
Should
so.
have his whole statue.
Because I feel like I've looked and looked for like some kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, you look down and you're like,
think-
that's where they shot
It's a
him. right
statue
there.
of Harambe holding the little boy.
Yeah, just caressing the boy, just like, you know, like I've got it taken care of since
What do you
the
think
mom
that?
up there.
What do you think that boy's doing now? I mean, he's like probably 20 now, right?
Could be, yeah.
No.
Well, like let's say
Was that
he's-
10 years ago?
I was like what? I was like a teenager and this kid was like 8, right?
right. So Ed,
So he's 18.
I'm 21.
so you said he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
So okay,
I don't
so
know.
let's
What's
say
probably
I
like
just mean
15.
like he's
It's
not a
probably like
kid
15 or
anymore.
something.
15 to 18, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, do you think that it's like they're still going Harambe boy?
Probably in high school. Yes.
Yeah, if you had to, you'd have to change your identity, I think, to get away from that.
Yeah. Do you think he's moved?
I almost feel like they would have moved.
Yeah.
But it was nationwide, dude.
Do you think?
Yeah,
like,
but
do you
people
think his
in other
mom-
states aren't caring about Harambe like we do.
Oh, there's so many people. I was watching I was just scrolling through TikTok the other day and it was just like random creators that like random content creators were like, oh my gosh, kind of similar thing. Like they're
Yeah.
talking to one of their friends, like, you don't know her about Harambe, blah blah. I'm like, it's actually crazy. Like, honestly, like crazy like press for Cincinnati. Like everybody. I mean, they were already like an insane zoo, but still.
Yeah, I think they're the second largest zoo, maybe third. Definitely.
I don't know if it's insane press. But
Bad
like
press,
one of our
good press.
One of our biggest predator animals is gone.
Yeah, yeah, and
That's probably bad press.
yeah.
Bro, they
Also,
they have
the
another.
press that-
They have like multiple silverbacks.
Your kids can fall into the gorilla exhibit. That's not good press.
No, I mean you can fall into a lot of exhibits at the zoo.
Yeah.
You can climb over
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. And
What are you
fall
going to
in.
do though?
Yeah,
What are they going to build? If you build something
Everything,
where you
yeah.
can't climb in every single thing, then it just gets to where it's not cool to even look at them because you're looking through a billion
There's
finishes
no
and
thrill.
glass and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
not even worth it.
they've got a kangaroo exhibit. Like you just walk in there.
Oh yeah, I've been in there.
Those suckers are just running right
Boxing
by you.
each other.
Those
Yeah.
are like smaller ones though, right? Isn't that like?
Every time we go in there, like I'm like, man, if one of these things squares up, Candace, I'm just
Hey,
gonna
you
start
get one
swinging.
of these.
Relax, bro.
Hey, relax.
Dude, you hit a kangaroo with like a chest tap.
Oh,
he's getting on his tail and like
Yeah.
giving you like a drop kick
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. And that's the other thing when you go through an exhibit like that, and I'm like, Candace, have you ever seen the video of like the kangaroo that has the dog in the water? And she's like, no. I'm like, have you seen the one where it's got like the dog on dry land and it's like swelling up on the guy? And she's like, no. I'm like what kind of algorithm do you have like where you're not getting force fed some of these videos?
Yeah, speaking of algorithms, our Sorta Brothers podcast, like TikTok has the craziest algorithm, just defaulted to like the most random stuff. I only get on our TikTok to post, and the past couple of nights I've like just like clicked on TikTok and then went to the For You page, and I get like 3 videos down, and I immediately know I'm like, this isn't my account. Dude, there's some weird stuff. I don't know if it's just like the most popular videos, because like it's the sort of thing where it's like every video is
Got to
like
start you somewhere.
every video is like 3 million likes. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
scrolling.
What if secretly I was just on our Sorta Brothers account all the time, and that's just the stuff I like?
it's your defaulted stuff? But no, that is crazy though. Just like we were talking about that the other day, how like I know. I mean, it also probably just shows how much I'm on social media, which is not good. But like how curated it truly is to like what I like. Like
Last time I was with Tate
crazy.
Coleman, he pulled up his Instagram For You page, and it was literally all pandas.
What the heck?
He's like obsessed with pandas.
Oh,
My,
Drew, if there was, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say my algorithm lately has just been like WWE content, just crazy.
He
What
was
I'm
like,
a- like
can we
it.
talk about this?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
I've been waiting.
Okay, Drew, I'm gonna be honest. Jackson and Benji asked me to they're like, hey, you should pull up to Drew's, like we're gonna watch WWE. And I was so down to hang out. We actually couldn't because we had small group. But even if we didn't have a small group, I was 100% down to hang out. I was in no way interested in going to watch WWE. I knew all the names of the guys. I was interested in it. My neighbor and I used to play the video game religiously, but I was never, and I watched over there a little bit, but I was never like waiting for the Saturdays.
Yeah.
Blake and I, editing the podcast late after the smaller group,
Yeah.
we flip it on, main event.
literally as the main event's coming on.
As they are walking out in their intros, when I tell you something sparked in my brain.
Primal Rage. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Drew, when the Undertaker, when I heard the bell ring, I kid you not, I jumped out of my
We have
seat.
video of it.
Yeah.
I jumped out of my seat.
Yeah.
No, because here's what happened. He's explaining the characters to me because I don't know. He's like,
Right.
oh my gosh, this is John. I know who John Cena is. He's
Yeah.
like, John Cena's here, whatever. And then he's like, dude, they had this guy called the Undertaker. And
Dude,
it was just
I'm
this
literally
bell.
explaining
He's
it to him
explaining it to me, and then the
before he
lights
came out.
the lights go off, and it's just like, dong.
And I literally
And
jumped out
The
of
lights
my
come on,
seat.
and then the geriatric Undertaker is standing behind the rock, and Justice is just jumping up, going, oh my gosh.
Dude, I'm not even joking. It literally made me feel like I was like 8 years
Did
old.
he look bad?
The Undertaker?
Yeah, or
No.
is that how
No,
he looked?
that's
No, I think he looks
That's
fine.
the Undertaker.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Just want to make sure he's all right.
Yeah, I think he's fine. So let me preface all of that, what you said, with being a 39-year-old dad of a 6-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl who, when we started watching, like when The Rock came back, like it was, I think maybe beginning of the year, like they said like, oh, here's like a former WWE champion, and it was Jinder Mahal, and I'd never watched during that time. Like I had stopped, like I don't know, maybe like high school. Like I stopped in middle school and then I picked it back up in high school because I'm like, Stone Cold and The Rock, like this is comedy. Like this is phenomenal. I want to watch all of this. Then I stopped. So I was like, I don't know who this guy is. Then all of a sudden The Rock came out. So from there, like I was in. Like I was back in. And then we kind of followed it and the kids would start watching it. And of course, Candace is like, you're not going to let them watch wrestling. I'm like it's great. Like I cannot, it's Deacon. Like he loves. And at this point, so watching them watch the main event, like like how into it they were, was just a special moment. Not because like I love wrestling and I want them to love wrestling, but just being a dad in that moment, like that was like the coolest. Like I will never forget WrestleMania 40, dude, because
Deacon probably is like, this is real. Right?
I don't know though, because when he was talking to Jackson when we were playing basketball,
yeah,
it was kind of like I don't know, I was getting the vibe that they kind of knew.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm not knocking him for thinking it's real. I'm just wondering.
Also, speaking of on the basketball court, I heard Lucy say she wanted Roman Reigns to win.
Lucy was kind of torn.
Well, what lady doesn't want Roman Reigns to win?
I know, the tribal chief.
That guy, he's freaking stud.
Yeah,
Only reason I know his name is the tribal chief because we watched WrestleMania 40, dude.
I watched it too. I had no idea his name was the tribal chief.
Some people just pay attention.
Well,
why is his name the tribal chief and Roman Reigns? Those are both two not real names.
It's like Conor McGregor is like the notorious
but Conor McGregor's his name.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns not his name?
His name's probably like Carl Johnson or something. He just freaking had to make up a crazy
I don't know.
name.
No, his real name's Joe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Garza?
No. I feel like I'm going to mispronounce it. So, but he, his real name's Joe. Character's name's Roman Reigns. But like the tribal chief stuff, I think started when the bloodline, like the group that he's with, kind of
Bloodline laws, dude.
Dude, bloodlines are crazy.
Dude, it was actually
I don't
insane.
understand the bloodline.
It's actually a meme when you're just watching the fight. Some dude just kicks somebody right in the crotch. They're like, it's legal, it's bloodline rules.
Gouges his eyes, and they're like, now this is legal under bloodline.
Yeah. Well,
Me and Blake were literally just sitting like, what is bloodline rules, dude?
Right. So that was when The Rock. So part of the storyline was The Rock came back and Cody Rhodes, the winner of the Royal Rumble, gets to fight the champion at WrestleMania.
Right.
So Cody's like, I want to fight you, but I don't want to fight you right now. And then The Rock came out and he shook his hand. And then
Cody said that to The Rock?
Cody said that to Roman Reigns. And he's like, but I do know somebody that wants a piece of you right now. And The Rock came out, and that's when that whole storyline started. And then social media basically erupted. Like, we want Cody. And then they kind of had to pivot the storyline to listen to the fans.
So were they going to have Rock?
They were going to have The Rock fight Roman Reigns.
And
Wait, but
The
Roman
Rock
Reigns
would
and The
win?
Rock are buddies, right?
They're cousins, yeah.
In real life?
Yeah, in real life, they're cousins. So,
No shot.
Yeah.
Oh, are you being serious?
Yeah. So, their grandfathers.
You said like 8 times.
Nothing is real. I have to verify anything in this is real.
Everything is real.
Yeah. So, part
Like
of it
Bloodline
was
Brothers,
they obviously listened to the crowd. Like, they listened to social media. They listened to their fans. And then they switched back. And then The Rock is like, all right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to have a tag match between me and Roman Reigns and you and Seth Rollins, and whoever wins that one on night one dictates the rules for night two. So if you didn't see night one and you walk into night two, of course you're going to be like, what do they mean by bloodline rules? They could have just said anything goes, and it would have been, fine, but it was more catchy to say bloodline rules. But the whole way, like the way they did, when John Cena came in and him and The Rock were staring each other down. Yeah. They did a shot by shot.
That was iconic, right?
Yeah. So
I saw that. Yeah.
In 2012, they had a match and they were looking at each other and they looked, and then one looked this way and one looked the other way, and they looked back and then they looked at each other. It was the same shot for shot kind of thing, very cinematic. And then when The Rock when Roman Reigns hit Seth Rollins with the chair, that was what happened with Seth Rollins when he hit Roman Reigns with a chair way back. And so a lot of this stuff was not maybe long-term storytelling, but Some of it, like, I don't even know. Like, I just kind of picked back up on, but
It's really just all a beautiful story.
they were all, like, everyone was really hinging, like, would Stone Cold come back and be like,
Oh.
because you knew it was going to go kind of, like, back and forth. Like, someone for Roman would come out, and then the other guy would come out, and then back and forth. And, yeah, so I thought it was
Wait, so was what's his name?
Cody.
No, the dun, 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 dun.
John Cena.
Yeah, is he on Cody's team?
He was, yeah, he was
Who's
fighting
what's Cody's last name?
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, and he like won, right?
Yeah, so Cody's dad was a wrestler, and then his older brother was a wrestler. And
It's just like a real Iron Claw situation.
yeah, so it was very much like, and like one of the little jokes that the kids and I do is at the beginning of Cody's song, it says, "Wrestling has more than one royal family," and it like whispers it at the beginning. So I think that's kind of in reference to, you know, the Samoan dynasty. But yeah, I had a friend the other night. It was like, I'd never pictured you as like the guy that watches wrestling. I'm like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's not real, right? I'm like, are movies real?
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that take though. I like that.
And
comeback.
what it does is it completely
know if I like that
disarms
comeback.
the other side, because it's like, well, yeah, I'm not watching it because I think the wrestling is real.
Yeah, but it's
I
spun
like-
as reality television more so than movie.
And that's where it gets difficult, is when they do their off show interviews, because, you know, for instance, like one of the guys that came to help out Cody was getting in the ring and he was like visibly like hurt. And you're like, is he really hurt, or is he hurt for that? And,
some of those times they gotta be actually hurt.
oh, for
Oh yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it scripted? Yes. But,
But
you
like
know, I
if you're
also think
50
that,
something and you're The Rock and you're getting like body slammed, it's gotta do something sometimes.
What's different when
right?
you have like a shield of steroids too?
that, and I was,
Rock, I don't think he's ever done steroids.
no, he's natty for sure.
Yeah.
I was
Natty
very
King.
impressed with The Rock on night one.
Natty or
Yeah.
nah?
With just how well he moved. Like, obviously he looked
You're like night 2 is a bit sore.
he looked great, but like, I mean, it was impressive to see.
Does
'cause
he
you tell-
seem like the most angry character in the ring?
Yeah. Like,
Really?
He's like
I
always.
feel like it's just WWE.
I just
though.
keep seeing these clips where he's just like, "F you all."
he
He's
definitely
like so angry.
The F bombs.
No, yes.
Trajectory, like
Yeah.
when he said, "I'm going back to like Hollywood rock," like that trajectory went like through the roof.
Yeah.
And you know, he's coming down to the ring to like bark at John Cena, and it's just like muted.
I
He's
know.
like
You're
this,
really,
and you're
yeah.
like, you know, so I'm like,
Do you know what this sounds like at home right now? Because we can't hear anything.
yeah, it's nothing. So
Everyone's
Well,
just
he
sitting
posted
in
that behind the
silence.
scene clip where he was talking to somebody at a bus, and then he was screaming at him, and then he
Oh,
was
yeah.
like walked away, but was still angry. But
well, and that's what I told Candace. I'm like, I love moments like that where they take it a step further and really kind of like try to muddy the waters of like, they're like, we're clear. And he's like, no, we're not clear until I say we're clear, just because the show ends. And he just goes off the deep end. And I'm
yeah,
like,
but that's why people are like, it's not real, right?
But that's why I love like the cinema of it. That's why I love like the storyline. And it's
Yeah.
like, you're trying to blur reality.
Yeah.
So I applaud moves like that versus just like when it goes off, you're like, all right, Code, can I help you out, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you smacked me in the back a couple times. You got me
Yeah.
good, but
Yeah.
you know.
How about the one part where the guy tried to get the table out and the other guy came and hit him and then put the table back
Yeah, just
under
like-
the ring?
Yeah, Roman did that. Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, also on like to the point of like you saying just like for the cinema of it, I think like those camera guys, dude, like the men who run the mobile cams
Yeah.
are insane. I mean, past mobile operators ourselves.
Yeah.
We kind of get that.
We get it. Yeah.
But
I
no,
mean,
dude,
guys want me
if
to
you
leave?
watch them, when like when they slam people on like a table or in the ring,
Yeah.
there's a dedicated mobile cam that shakes.
Yeah. And I think
As they hit.
I think you notice stuff like that because we also talked about that in reference to like Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
You're like when
When
the
it
table
tilts.
hit, it just
Yeah,
tilted.
yeah,
I think you noticed that, and I think like the average watcher is going to be like, oh, like like it kind of feels more like a video game.
No,
would.
exactly, yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely something. But also, what I've noticed from when I stopped watching to like now, the graphics are insane. So like when Cody was coming out, like obviously the Jumbotron had all the stuff on it, but then like the banners and stuff, or like when their music goes off and all of the graphics are on screen, but they're like the 3D graphics. A lot of football stuff is like that too, where like they're coming down onto like the field and you're like going past a graphic or something.
Yeah, right. No, dude, there's I was watching this one dude just reliving the moment in my bedroom on TikTok, just because every time I scroll, it just comes right back up because my phone's listening to me or whatever. But this, like, some streamer was watching it, and this guy pauses it right after the Undertaker just disappeared with The Rock.
Yeah.
So, like, huge moment. He's obviously rewatching it. This isn't like his first watch.
Yeah.
He's rewatching it. Pauses it, looks straight into the webcam, and says, I've been to the Super Bowl. I've been here. I've been here. I've been here. I've been here. He's like, this is the most electric event I've ever, blah, blah, blah. It goes on.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to rewatch it. I was dozing off.
I'm not going to lie, though.
I've watched this 6 times.
If I was in that arena,
yeah.
that had to be one of the most entertainment-wise, one of the most electric things.
Is that how they all are, though? Because people are saying this is the best WrestleMania.
No.
But it started slow, did it not?
Yeah, I mean, Benji, so Jackson had left.
No.
Shout out. Yeah.
Oh, and actually, yeah, I was wondering because I texted him, dude, I was like off the rails about it. I texted him and I was like, blah, blah, I got to tell you. And he was like, oh, yeah, I watched the highlights. I was like, the highlights?
Yeah. He left early. Benji stayed with Frankie. So they were still hanging out. And at one point, like how you said when The Undertaker came out, like for each guy that came out in opposition of one of the Bloodline guys, like Benji and I were like, at that point we were like grabbing the guy's shoulder next to you, like you're like, oh my gosh, like this. And The Undertaker's pop was insane. But it was also insane because I've seen people
like the
say
crowd pop, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my.
Because you thought it was going to be like somebody else. You thought it was going to be Stone Cold. You thought it was going to be somebody else.
And then it's just.
And yeah.
How did they get The Undertaker? His schedule these days has to be so busy.
So busy. Yeah.
They're like, do you know his real name?
Mark.
They're like, just real quick, let's role play it. You're calling me. I'm The Undertaker. I'm Mark.
Ring, ring.
Open your eyes wider.
Hey, Mark. It's Hunter Hearst Helmsley with the WWE.
Yes.
How are you?
He's like, well, hold on. Let me put on my beanie here. oh, shoot. They want to FaceTime. Where's my hat?
He didn't even get the sentence out. He was like, I'm coming back.
Well, and that's the other thing of like how they do a lot of those callbacks in matches. It's like
he's still trying to be tough because they call him and they're like, we got a proposal for you. He's like, I'm on my. No, he's like,
I'm on a yacht right now.
He's like, I'm retired. I can't do it. And they're like, what? No, we don't want you in the show. He's like, I'll do it.
He's like, they're
like, no, we want.
I don't know
we
if we
want
can.
Stone Cold. He's like, I'm on my way. I'll do one more. They're like, we don't want you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like literally all we need for you to do is just to choke slam the Rock.
We just lost Stone Cold's number.
Heavy man,
we
by the
wondering
way,
if you
to
had
choke
it.
slam.
Yeah, and
He jumped.
of course.
Right.
Well, and that was the thing. Like Candace is like, he jumped, and I'm like, I could care less if he like, if he pushed off his shoulder and jumped. That was magic. Like
It was.
So the nostalgia of it, all the childhood feels of it, watching them watch it. Like Deacon, after every match, wanted to have a wrestling match with Benji or Jackson, like the whole night. Like he was just, he was on cloud nine. So for me, like just, because not only like are those my kids, but like Benji and Jackson, like I had them in youth group, you know, as someone who was served, you know, and looking for other people to serve. Definitely rewarding because you get to see guys like that, like interacting with your kids. Jackson was like, you know, just the sweetest guy, like walking around with Lynn and June and like, you know, just different things like that. So moments like that, it's like, dude, you could say WrestleMania 40 in like years down the line, and I'm gonna be
When's 41? Is it every year?
yeah.
I think that
we'll
was
watch
like the
next one.
nostalgia was the biggest thing for me, just because I literally had never looked back on those names.
Yeah.
And the second, it was funny, like Megan and Blake were obviously sitting in the room with me, and it was like the second one name would come back, I'd be like, oh yeah, and there's this guy, and there's this guy. It was just like coming back like in like a row kind of thing. But it was
Let
fun.
me know when the WWE talk's over. I'm taking that.
I was just confused because I haven't watched any of it, but the Undertaker was just in like a sweatshirt, and I was like, why isn't he in a fun costume?
Right. Yeah.
It's probably times have been tough.
Yeah.
For Mark.
He's been off the
and
roids for a little bit.
Yeah. The fun costume, I think, is just reserved for the performers, the full-time guys.
He was just there to kidnap The Rock.
Yeah. But like The Rock, like, yeah, I mean, and that's why like the costume, like his pants, like the night one, it was like the white pants and like a white vest, and like night two was like black pants and like a kind of like a coordinating black vest. And it was just like, what's going on? But he brought like all of the Gucci shirts back, all of the Versace shirts back that like he wore back in the day. There was a lot of like in the buildup.
Yeah.
But Deacon's biggest question every week in the buildup was, are they fighting tonight? And I'm like, dude, no. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because it's like they're going to fight at this date. And he's like, okay. So when we got home on Saturday for the tag match, I'm like, you know, like, Deacon, you got to stay awake. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, you've been waiting for this moment for 4 months. You have to try to stay awake. We're on spring break. Like, this is your moment.
Yeah. That's
It seems
amazing.
like a weird pivot, though. It felt like there for a while, The Rock was almost like grooming himself to become this like family-friendly, holistic, like almost like could be a political figure one day type character, and now he's just a hard pivot where he's like, F everybody.
Well, the thing is, and that's,
Can you imagine if he became the pregnant now?
the pregnant.
The Perganane?
The president now? And we just have all this footage of him screaming the F word in like his underwear?
yeah, I mean, the last time that somebody was on TV telling people they were fired and they became president, that was weird too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
I didn't think so.
I didn't think so at all. So who you guys voting for?
Let's run it back.
Let's get down to brass tacks, boys.
Yeah, I would like to know who we're all voting for. Justice, have you ever voted?
In like a local or
Why are you making that face?
Yes, I have.
4 years ago was the election. What were you, 17?
No, I was 18. I voted.
You did?
Yeah.
For who?
What do you think, bro?
gang?
gang.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting like picked on a lot this podcast. And then you're like telling me to serve. You're like telling me how terrible I am, and then you're like, you should help out with students.
You're not terrible. I
No.
said those are qualities that we could use in student ministry.
Yeah, we're actually showing you qualities that you could use for good, for impact, for multiple.
You don't
because,
help out with students except for the one event a year, and you're hounding me right now. It's
not true, man.
Crazy.
I'll
Not
play
true.
drums every now and then. Or
I played
I'll be
drums.
around.
I've played like probably drums 5 times last couple months for students Wednesday nights.
Nice.
Yeah,
How many students you leading to Christ with your drums?
I hope
Have you
I'm
heard
helping
his
them.
fills, bro?
I hope I'm helping them to worship a little bit.
Great
I don't know. I
segue.
doubt it.
Yeah.
I have another question for you guys. I came prepared.
Oh, hit me with it. Because all your questions have been super uplifting for me.
Well, no,
Don't pat my chest.
So back in the day, Candace and I and some of our students went to a church, and the pastor said that just about any song can be redeemed. And then he played "Sexy Back," and I'm like, I don't know if that's the direction I thought this was going to go.
Yeah.
But one of the questions that I have a playlist.
He played
on-
Sexy back on stage.
Yeah, like they played it like maybe like after the service or something. I guess he was talking about it during the service.
Yeah.
I have a playlist on my phone that I called "Take 'Em to Church," and you're in. All right. So these are songs that I feel like have at least like a
Redeemable quality.
well, either A, a redeemable quality, or B, the way the song is composed. It sounds like something that you could sing on stage at a church. So think like about like a moment where like you've got the lead singer like singing, and then everyone's kind of like standing in the back, or like 2 steps behind, and they're in the dark, and then all of a sudden all the lights come up, and they kind of like all they all kind of. So a lot of this was like maybe Florence Baptist 2012 era, whereas like a longer intro of a song without singing. So I'm gonna try
maybe like one of the Harvesters comes out and then the rest join in.
UK's winning the championship. The Harvesters are just going strong, and WWE is in its prime.
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got, nobody even thinks Donald Trump will ever run for president.
Right. So like and one of the examples I'm trying to, so some of these are, I feel a little bit more, I don't know, generational to like my side.
Okay.
But like Hero by Mariah Carey.
Oh, I was going Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could go, I think you could go both, but like just the way that Hero goes. How Do I Live by Leanne Rimes.
Give me a taste of these. What's Hero? Wait, what's
Yeah,
the
I
first
don't
one?
even know.
Hero by who?
How much can I play? Like, can I play 5
No,
seconds?
no, I want you to
Okay.
sing it.
No, I can't. I
Hero
can't
by
just-
who?
Mariah
Just
Carey.
play like 5 seconds to us right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was like
Yeah.
No,
a
it's
this-
like the when a hero comes along.
yeah. So this was like a big one, like Dare videos and stuff. I feel like they always used Hero. How Do I Live by Leanne Rimes. Like just that nice longer like intro.
Yeah.
Groove
Maybe
to
like
that.
during the Lord's Supper.
Yeah. Amazed by Lone Star.
Like,
Yeah,
baby,
that- yeah.
I'm amazed
Yeah.
at the way I need you.
No, that's
What am I thinking of?
you just went into Paul McCartney's.
No.
Wait, what? No, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking of.
Maybe you're the only one. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Baby, I'm amazed at the way I something.
Nope. That's Paul McCartney.
That's I think that's the same song. I see it in your eyes.
Well, I don't even know what song I'm thinking of.
Something.
From Now On.
From The Greatest Showman?
From The Greatest Showman.
From The Greatest Showman?
Yeah.
Oh, that song's fire.
Wait, why is it in that category though?
Because I feel like the way it like builds, like has like
It would
a
be like a choir special.
yeah.
It's like, I watched the sun begin to dim.
Right, remember like at camp,
I felt
Get the
that
claps
in the
going.
wind.
Yeah.
Only hand. Yep.
right?
Yep.
So
Blow
like
cold.
you know, all of a sudden the choir gets into it. I feel like
That's true,
Most Creed songs, like Arms Wide Open,
Yep.
Nick Lachey.
You can sing a little bit of Creed.
Yeah, so like when you picture like
Blake always loves a good opportunity. To,
yeah, well that and I
like
feel
it.
like
I
any
like it.
song that naturally makes you want to kind of lift
Ah,
a praise
okay.
hand.
Have you ever been to a non like Christian concert and done one of these?
Justin Timberlake.
You
Yours?
worshipped him?
No,
That was quick.
that was
It
close.
seemed like
but
you
no.
might have worshipped him.
But when he played Mirrors at Rupp Arena?
Yeah.
I don't wanna let you know.
Start down here.
I'm looking right at the
Yeah, I mean,
Stages start to.
he's got like one of the songs on Justin Timberlake's new album, Paradise, the one he does with NSYNC. One of the lines that JC sings is, "When your heart's close to mine, I know God's plan is divine and it's meant for you and I." It's like,
Oh, that's easy.
I mean, you could just sing that on Sunday.
Yep.
He's got a song called Sanctified, which like I have this whole like Instagram reel built out in my head of like me pitching an idea to like some creative guys at church about how we could play that song and like use the big video board. Obviously, you know, it'd be like, could we, you know, maybe sing the song? I think it would start a revival kind of thing. But
Yeah. I like
obviously
this one
sexy
that I
guy.
think you could easily make into a Christian song that I used to play for Megan when we would go out or something. It's called Worship You. Have you heard that?
Ooh,
I'll read you some
that's
lyrics.
a little sacrilege.
Your kisses have a higher power. Your body, baby, it's divine. Every time I see you smile, it's like I've seen the light.
so you would play
Sleeping
this.
next to you is heaven, but you already know about that. Want to glorify every part of you so bad. Don't get me wrong, I'm a God-fearing Christian man, but if you're a religion, then dang. But
Then dang, let's get to totality.
I don't know what I'd do. Yeah, I might have to worship you. I might have to sing your praise. I might have to go to church, every single night and day. I might have to hit my knees because you lay it on me like the truth. And you love me
That's
like
right.
hallelujah.
That's right.
That's right.
I might have to worship you.
Yeah.
Little
Other
Kane
than
Brown.
the kisses and the...
Is that Kane Brown?
Holy
What?
smokes.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Thought that was going to be like Genuine or something.
Your kisses have a higher power. That's Kane Brown. Your
Sounds
body,
like
baby, it's
Scotty
divine.
McCreary or whatever that guy's name.
Oh, I did love Scotty
Baby like
McCreary.
Yeah,
Dude,
Megan
don't-
had her.
you're going to get Megan all bothered over there.
About to get Megan up to
I
97.7%.
I was obsessed with Scotty McCreary.
About to hit totality.
She's at 98.7.
I went and saw him on the American Idol tour.
Yo.
We should start a radio station called
Welcome
99.6 Totality.
Welcome back to
Where he plays his
98.6. 98.6 Sorta Brothers Radio. We're putting out the vibe. Here's a little Scotty McCreary. Baby
I liked some of his... What'd you say?
Baby like them.
We can't get rights to any music, so it's just us singing all the songs.
Megan's driving. She's like, I need to roll the window down.
AC's not working.
Is it hot in here? Is it just
It's still
Scotty?
just Drew singing.
I was like, we would...
No,
we
it's
would
not even Scotty.
Which is true. She's like, it's getting hot.
No, she could tell if it's not Scotty.
I would know.
I actually
that's
liked
true.
some of Scotty's music, but we date, and I knew she's so obsessed with him, and I'm just like, that guy's so gay. Scotty McQuarrie. That's what
Oh,
I'd always
man.
call him.
You did.
I've
say
changed,
Yeah.
but at the time, she was just so into him.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
totally sus.
Dude, she was so into One Direction. We still have a notebook with that guy's face on it.
Yeah, we've talked about
stop?
this
We-
notebook on
we have.
multiple
Like Liam
podcasts
Payne.
now.
Liam. Wow.
I did.
Yeah.
Jesse had Harry. We had to like different ones.
Yeah.
Harry is definitely the pick between the two.
Oh, for sure. He's
But
the
looks
Justin
wise?
If you want,
I don't know, music-wise, but
Just-
you only
Music-wise,
liked
for
him for his
sure.
looks?
But it,
Initially, they had the same music. They
if
were
you
in the
want a
same
husband
band.
that's going to stick around the home and not be out on tour,
yeah.
I'm
you
your
want
guy.
Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Well, it was kind of like, how do
I'm
you feel
home,
like
dude.
you go a slight generation back? How do you think the girls that were like, man, JC, he's the pick of NSYNC, and then all of a sudden it's like Justin kind of rises
Yeah,
to
or
the
what's
top.
the other one that had the frosted tips and turned out to like the boys?
Lance.
Oh, Lance?
Yeah, Lance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lance.
What would that do to you if you, as a girl, were like, Lance is my dream guy,
Yep.
and then you find out that he has a dream guy?
You know,
Dream guys all
Topanga
around.
Dated him,
Dream guy squared.
didn't she?
Topanga did?
Yeah. I've seen her
Topanga.
talk about it. That's not her real name. Danielle something is her name.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably threw away that subscription to Teen Beat or Tiger, whatever.
Oh, Tiger.
Yeah.
I like the idea of your song playlist, though. I almost feel like you could spin it into being, let's take songs that people think are unredeemable and let's find the redeemable qualities in them.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like how would you bring like a genuine song into the church and make it appropriate?
Might have to rewrite that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be tough.
Like grind on me or something. Baby, grind on. You're like, what? That would take a few weeks.
we'd have to. Yeah,
Whereas like
definitely change it
Paradise
pretty
by
quick.
Justin Timberlake and Sync would probably be a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are also songs that like I feel that if you were to go, like if I were to go do like karaoke, those would be like the song that I would like end on the top of a mountain with. Of like,
Yeah.
even though like I can't sing a lick, but
That's true. You're definitely the guy to be talking to about this kind of stuff. You DJ a little bit,
a
right?
little bit.
Still doing that?
Yeah,
Did
Yeah.
our wedding.
yeah. That's the
That's the reason he's
What's
here.
your like go to if somebody just says, "Hey, like it's all up to you. We want like a banger to end it all, like in the night, just with a banger."
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. Like when I tell people what kind of song, what kind of songs do you play? I'm like, I mean, just think of me as like your Spotify. Like you give me like what you've had
Spot
going
a guy.
on. Spot a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot a guy.
That's your DJ brand.
Yeah. DJ. Yeah.
so you're kind of like the like Spotify DJ that they're doing now with the AI kind of thing.
Right. I'll read the room
Recommended.
based on, what's going
Feeling
on.
out the vibe.
Yeah.
Have you ever DJing weddings? Have you ever just heard like a horrible speech anywhere?
Never. Never. I think some people have used that as their platform to start a second career off of, right?
Man.
Yeah. I think maybe you have.
Well, yeah. On that note, do you guys want to real quickly get to know the bros real quick? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be real quick.
All right.
I'm sure.
No, yeah, I'm not saying, yeah, not necessarily. But okay, so the question I have today is, if you could have any animal in the world as a pet, but we're not talking like Tiger King, like they would kill you. Like these, they would be a tamed pet just for the sole purpose of like it being awesome because it's a wild animal. What animal would it be?
Is this based on our discussion last week of the people owning the exotic animals?
No.
Feels like it has to be related.
It's how the thread kind of like
yeah.
kinda like that.
I planted the seed in you.
Not really. I looked it up.
phrasing.
Yeah.
I
trying to
definitely want a
think.
snow leopard.
Yeah.
I've always
Snow
loved
leopard.
snow leopards. They're beautiful.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what I could fit in the house. It's hard to go like giraffe.
Well, maybe not even something you would fit in the house.
Just keep it out back.
Yeah, I mean, if this whole scenario were to happen, maybe you would be able to help this animal out as well. I think the first thing I thought of was like an elephant, just because like
Something you could ride.
Yeah, like how funny would it be like if like that was your mode of transportation? Like, you roll up to church and it's just like
Yeah, you're not going very far very often, dude.
no, but like
Going to the city.
Yeah, just like the. But
Can you
that was
imagine-
that was like first instinct because I'm not. I don't know. I didn't read too many of the plaques at the zoo, so I'd have to think.
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
trying to think what I saw at the Ark.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Those were real animals.
Yeah, are dinosaurs on the table?
I don't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I'd probably go like some kind of bird that I could fly on then.
maybe. Yeah, I was like saying like a tribute to Bibu on the.
Look, it's me, boo.
Give me an ostrich, dude. You can like put a saddle on those things.
Can you actually ride
He's
an
an
ostrich though?
emu.
You can put a saddle. Oh well, I'm getting an ostrich then because ostriches aren't they bigger than emus?
Yeah,
Right,
they
yeah.
are.
So I guess
It's
it's not a
Limu
tribute.
Inu
I
or
guess
something,
I guess it's
right?
not a tribute to
Limu
him.
emu. He's an emu.
the
Oh look,
emu.
it's Bibu.
Libbity bibbity. Yeah.
Libbity bibbity.
But no, I feel like you could just have insane transportation with that. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking like dinosaurs, like you could just fly with a pterodactyl or something. That'd be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
And then he's just like an outside dog. He just always sits in your tiny backyard.
And it just
Yeah.
eats the neighborhood dogs.
Oh yeah, I've got some neighborhood dogs that have been causing quite a ruckus here lately. So maybe
People posting about it on the HOA.
no.
Oh my! Don't get us started with the HOA, Drew.
Oh boy, yeah. Shout out our neighborhood. Somebody needs to
you
move
can't
their
hardly
car off the
drive.
street.
You can't hardly drive through there without it almost hitting the car.
and the fact
and
that
especially by the speed bumps.
the fact that one of those cars is going to be there for almost a year, like straight, like they're not moving it.
Jeez.
It's crazy to think.
Yeah, that's not my car. So
Yeah.
Whose car is that?
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
just crazy to think that these parents, their adult children, are like leaving with laundry, like they're clearly living somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of weird.
I just said that
flexes
right
in
into
those-
the mic.
I'm trying to understand. He goes, it's bleeps.
I'm just so it's happening. No, like it's just
He's just saying because they have other cars now. He's just about to leave that there until forever.
no. So the rule is he was told by a police officer that you have to move it every like 5 days, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
so
heard.
It's also what I heard. So he said he's like, I'm gonna get up and move it on the 5th day.
I haven't seen it move though.
That's
since it's been
discipline.
in that
No, I
spot.
think I've seen it there for more than 5 days. I might call the HOA myself.
Yeah,
Just post about it.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like the dogs next door. Like, I don't know. Like, if you, like, I'm not a dog person, but I'm not against people having dogs. But what I am against with people having dogs is when they go outside and they just start barking, and then there's no like reverb from the owner of the dog going, you know, like, Fido, stop it, like,
Fido.
get inside, or
Crazy name pool.
Spike,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Leon.
Spot,
Yeah. Gabriel.
Richard, get
Yeah.
inside,
Judas.
yeah,
Yeah. Anthony.
Carl, get in here. But yeah, like if there's not a an adult walking out there going like get inside or stop barking
Right.
or whatever, and they
Yeah,
just
or you don't hear anybody even attempting to hit that
yeah,
dog.
or they just you hear them scratching at the door,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, you can let it in, or they just go out and bark at the wind.
Dude, I had 2 big Bernese mountain dogs I saw on my camp. I walked out the other day and Megan was going on a walk with Evelyn and them, and there was just huge poop in my bushes and my rock bed of my landscaping by my garage door. And I'm like, what the heck? Like human-sized poop, like not my dogs. And
What the freaking crap?
I was like, hey, babe, what the flipping heck is this? And I look at the camera and just 2 Bernese mountain dogs come up and just poop all over the front of my landscaping. And then just some lady walking behind them is just like, boys, go home. Like that's their command, but they weren't going home.
Honestly, yeah, just like acting like 2 stray dogs that are just like minding their own business.
Yeah. So I went up there and like, luckily most of it was like pretty hard. Some of it was like mushed into the
gosh.
rocks.
Yikes. Well, and that's where
Not
it would be
need that
nice to have
detail.
like some kind of animal outside, going back to your
Like a
question,
pterodactyl,
that
yeah.
could deter that.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, if it's a pterodactyl, it's like it just picks that dog up and it's like,
Throw 'em like a
I'm,
mile.
I'm taking you home, all right? Like,
Yeah.
and then they end up at the pound.
Yeah. Or underground.
Bury you down. Yeah.
Yeah. So
6 feet deep in God's country. I don't know why I
Dude, we're
said that.
back on country music again.
Yeah.
with the dogs running.
Yeah, yeah.
Back down.
It all ties around.
That song is so good though.
Dude,
Right?
It does.
So the
It
reason why
does
I was on
hit.
the mind was because I was watching American Idol last night with my parents. Dude, American Idol,
It's hitting.
it is hitting this season, dude. Making a comeback.
Yeah.
I feel like The Voice was beating, like in my opinion, I feel like The Voice was beating them in not just like, not necessarily like a production standpoint, but just like singers. Like the vocals were better.
Yeah.
But dude, this season on American Idol, there's a lot of big ones, I feel like.
Do you guys feel like it is possible, even if you have a great voice, do you think it's possible to get a golden ticket on American Idol by singing a Luke Bryan song?
Ooh. I'm a closeted Luke
1
Bryan
margarita,
fan.
2 margarita.
You're a Luke Bryan fan?
Closeted, yeah. Because
well, not now. This is going out to a ton of people.
Yeah, you just came out of the closet.
Shout out.
Full Luke Bryan
Yo, clip
totality.
that.
Yeah.
Drew's out of the closet.
So my
So it's
my-
been a long time coming.
yeah. Since we were talking about Lance Bass, so my dad will go play golf or something. He's like, let's listen to some country, and I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, but not like Luke Bryan country, and I'm like, okay. And
You're
then
like, let me be, Dad.
and then he's playing like Kenny Chesney, and I'm like, all right, well, that wasn't the direction. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
well, now, like, and nowadays, if you're gonna listen to country, it's basically like I would listen to like Luke Combs,
Yeah.
Stapleton, like guys like, you know,
Has Kenny Chesney ever not had a hat on?
I don't know,
Same with Jason Aldean.
but like,
Those are
Something with the country folk.
but he'll want
Garth Brooks.
he'll tell me what he wants to listen to, and then I'll just play like Country Girl Shake It, and
Yeah.
like now it's like the joke
play
with,
some
like,
Kane Brown for him.
like with me and the kids, it's like, you know, he'll get in the car and then like Lucy will like, you know, punch in like Luke Bryan and then like that's what we're
Kisses
playing.
have a higher power.
Dude, I mean, Country Girl Shake It, like that would probably
Well,
be
that
what
song's good. Yeah,
I
that
would
one.
I'd shut her down
Yeah.
at a wedding with that one.
It's a different. It's like almost. It's used for different things, though, right? Like you're not gonna sit back and listen to Luke Bryan like you're gonna sit back and listen to Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
if you were just like, if you, I mean, that would actually be kind of crazy if you were
You sit
just
back and you're just like,
riding in the car by yourself and you just to the outside world look normal and inside the car it's just blaring "Country Girl Shake It" for me.
it's crazy, dude.
I don't know.
And you're kind of just like not singing along. You're just driving.
But it doesn't. That song doesn't move you to like start singing.
I'm saying
Like
if
it's
it
just-
doesn't,
It's
that's
like,
crazy.
And you're just straight
Country
face.
girl, take it for me, girl. Yeah,
Do you guys remember Cowboy Troy?
I don't remember the name.
Cowboy Troy was like, he was black and he was trying to bust into the country music genre with like a rap style.
Yeah.
And he had that I played chicken with a train, played chicken with. Have you heard that? I typed Kobe. Rest in peace. Cowboy Troy, I played chicken with a train. Yeah.
Just blaring that.
How do you get your phone that loud?
Okay, dude, I know. Dude, I think that same thing. His phone is on like a mutant, dude. Your phone gets so loud, dude.
Yeah.
I know that's not what you're talking about, but also my phone's just super old. But
That song's pretty loud.
Yeah.
It's got a train whistle. So
that, yeah, that would. So I know you guys talked about like making playlists and stuff. So if you were to make a playlist for like a long drive, like how many genres would you like kind of fit in between there? Because like with you talked about like with shutting down a wedding with like a song, like obviously like it just kind of depends on like where you've been and where you're going, and like I think the thing is you
there's something
can't,
to that. It's deep.
well, you got to know where you've been to know where you're going.
yeah, and you can't be afraid to play a song like a second time,
Yeah.
especially like if it
okay.
did really well, you know, because it's like
At a wedding, you're saying.
yeah, because it's like if you played it like 2 hours ago or something, like
Right.
But then again, like one of my playlists that I have is songs that white people like to sing in circles. Because if you go to a wedding, you notice that like everyone like starts to like circle
Yeah,
up and like
yeah.
sing
Party in
to
the
each
USA.
other,
Yep.
right? So if you think of like Bon Jovi or something, or like if you think of
Little Yellow Brick Road.
Yellow Brick Road, yeah,
Showstoppers.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Journey, like
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
times, yeah. So that's one of mine. Like Piano Man is like another one where
Yeah.
like everyone's standing around, like no one's really dancing, but they can kind of lock arm in arm and kind of swing back. And I feel like that's more of like the open bar types,
Yeah.
is they gravitate more towards that. And then like dry weddings kind of just veer more towards like
Yeah.
something that the 7 people that are left.
I had a
would
dry
stay.
wedding. Do you think my wedding was super lame?
No, because I think it also depends on like the people that you have there and
Yeah.
the length that they're
Your
willing
core
to stay.
group.
Yeah, like if your core group is like 15 to 20 people, like they're gonna carry the energy of the room.
Doesn't matter how many people are there.
Justice and I had a crazy sort of spur of the moment dance to some Rick Astley that you were DJing at Jesse's wedding.
Jesse and Ethan's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You show it actually ran in the intro of this video.
That's what you
Oh
guys
yeah,
are dancing
true
to.
actually.
That's,
We,
that's what you guys are dancing to in that little.
And yeah, that's
clip.
you were DJing that
Yeah,
clip.
I was
So props.
And that's where my wedding reception was too.
And me.
Oh wow.
And me. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great spot. I love that spot. And
Yeah.
they've done a lot more, obviously, in the Fort Thomas area, building around like that historic area that surrounds the mess hall and everything. So
Yeah. I think I just like attending weddings way more than I like being in weddings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
Not standing
I
up
don't feel
there.
like I have to stay for a certain amount
Yeah.
of time. I just show up when the thing's starting.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I probably do about 5 or so a year. And they all kind of end up bunching together. Actually, one of my friends, his dad is getting remarried, and he's like, "We're gonna do it in Chicago." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, "Would you want to come up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come up." I was like, what are you guys gonna do about like hotel and all the other stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, we'll take care of all that." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "Just give me like a price that works for you guys. Like I'll help you out." He's like, "There's only gonna be like 30 to 50 people there." I'm like, "Dude, like whatever you guys want to do."
Everybody chips in $50 or something. That's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
25,
Looking at a good day rate there.
$250,000 or something.
Well, and I was like, I was probably just going to use it for Candace and I to go up there on like the Friday night before.
When is it? We got a wedding in Chicago this year. We do. I'm not making a joke.
End of June.
Ours is in June. It's Devin's wedding.
Is that in Chicago or is that? I thought it was outside.
It's in Illinois, but it's like close to Chicago.
Right. It's not in Chicago. though.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but we do have one in Illinois. Yes.
it's in June too.
Ours is the one. It's actually outside of the city.
Yeah, so
maybe
is ours.
20 to 30 minutes outside.
Okay. Well, then maybe we are going to the same one.
Maybe it's the same wedding. Maybe
If you DJ that wedding, that'd be crazy. it's not their second marriage though.
But
so
it's
that'd be
actually,
sus.
I was looking, the golf course that the hotel is like close to. I'm like, oh, Butler National. That sounds familiar. I've definitely seen that name somewhere. And then I go down the street just about 6 minutes. It's the golf course that Logan Griffin works at.
Is it
Oh,
really?
no
You gonna
way.
try to play with him?
I hope so, because the last time I was there, that didn't happen. So
He didn't
maybe
invite
this
you.
time. I did. He's probably doing what I did to you. Like it's karma coming full circle. I texted him. I said, "Hey man, I will be in Chicago these dates."
Yeah.
Crickets.
He's
Make it
just
happen.
like,
Make it happen.
That's the douchiest thing you've ever done to me.
Wow. He's
Her wedding is the
salty for that.
15th of June.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think it's those 2 days, and then we would come back, and then I think that the 1st is on a Monday, July 1st, and then we would leave for camp like on the 2nd.
To disciple students and serve them.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a group
Yeah, buddy.
that I mean, it's the I look forward to it every year because of the guys that I get to
Going to camp.
to lead with and stuff. Yeah, I mean the kids, it's great, but like
You like the leaders.
I'm there for the bros.
Yeah. Kids
for
like,
sure.
I just got saved. You're like, whatever. I'm hanging
Whatever.
with the boys.
It's like, did you hear that Justice? You know
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah, you're there socially for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You didn't go last year, did you? You went the year before.
Dude, they merged. They just
I don't
merged in
think you
my
went
brain.
last year.
What was last year? What was the theme?
Caneo with those green shirts.
Oh, was that last year? Maybe I didn't go.
Caneo.
yeah, you went the year before.
Oh no, last year I was in Florida.
It's always
I
got
was-
to be something that nobody knows what it means.
No, last year, yeah, last year I was doing a contract work in Florida in Tampa.
That's right. Yeah. But last year was like another run of like an oddball word that Jackson came up with, and you run it. And
Wow.
That's where John came from.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a Philly word, but that's the one we
John was long before
Yeah.
Florence Baptist Church camp.
JAWN.
Yeah, not necessarily your all's, but
Yeah.
your all's spelling.
Yeah. Well, the spelling, that's a Philly slang.
Oh, is the spelling the same too?
Yeah.
What's it slang
What was
for?
different with yours then? With your
Nothing.
guys' saying? Oh, okay.
It's just like no one, if you go out, to the middle of nowhere, you're not using the word John to describe,
It was
a noun.
interesting that you
What
guys.
are you describing when you say John?
Anything. Like, can you go get me that John over there? And
Yeah.
like if I'm pointing, like I'm,
Yeah.
give me
Noah
that.
always freaking
me that
says
John.
that.
Well, no,
But I think he's saying JOHN whenever he says
No,
it.
so it's funny. This
Give me
is what
that,
I was about
John.
to bring up. So
Yeah.
that Noah's one of my buddies. It was funny when I came back from Florida and all of you guys are saying that.
Yeah.
I didn't think like, oh, like you guys came up with some random word because me and my friends were saying that in high school. We were literally saying that in high school. So it's like it was almost like the wave just hit Florence Baptist.
You guys are pioneers.
You know what I mean?
Well,
no, I'm
we
not
thought-
saying
we thought we
I
were,
didn't.
but there
I
was
wasn't
a-
there.
Yeah, there was a 12th grade class at Ryle High School back in the day that was using it way before anybody
No,
else.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like, what's the
He's like, we were using it way before you used it last year. He graduated high school the year before.
I graduated
yeah,
3 years ago.
yeah. No, I don't know. I just feel like I was honestly genuinely like surprised because it was like it felt weird. Like it felt like I don't know. Was Jackson saying he just like was like bringing it to camp or what was it?
So I think part of it is like I have this theory that like if you can control the language, like if you can control the word or words or like the vernacular of like
Right.
the tribe that you're around, then you kind of have the power.
Oh, of course.
Right. So like think about it with like, oh gosh, think about it with like students, right? Like if I sat down in a group of like high school guys and I was like, dude, like, why are you being so sus? I would just be out like immediately because they control it, right? So they have the power.
So you got to make up new vernacular?
So when you go to camp, like
Why are you being all freaking...
sus?
Why are you being all doingy? And they be like, this guy's got new words.
Well, and that's part like,
You'd be like, you don't
that's
know
what we
what
did
that
with
is?
socially. So socially was just kind of the word that like we just kind of started using, and we would use it. And then when other people would use it, and we felt like we could control, like,
Man, that was weird.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
dude, don't do that. Like, dude, we're trying to be serious now, and like, it's like, man, like I can't wait to
like-
get in there and worship. It's like socially, and you're like, dude, like that doesn't even make sense.
It's just like
why are you doing-
underlying tones to everything.
So you would try to like, and with like John, like what happened was a lot of the students started to use it, but they were saying, they weren't saying John, they were just saying John. Like they were saying JOHN. Good to see that John has a timer on it.
No, not a John timer. John battery's gone.
Is that what it
That's
is?
Sir John
Yeah.
Battery.
But no, it was just funny. No disrespect.
None taken.
I was just honestly
I can hang my mic up at this point.
honestly
I'm not in
that's
this conversation.
that's literally I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny though because
Yeah.
it was kind of brought back because we had stopped saying it. And then like around the time when you guys picked it up, I think it got popular again.
Yeah. But that, I mean, I think that's just like the fun thing with like words, and
Oh, I love it. I love it.
No, words are fun. But
words matter.
words can hurt people.
They can.
Words can hurt people.
Hey, secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
And we'll leave you. Oh, I think we'll leave them with that.
Do you have anything else, John?
Anything else?
No.
Okay, now you're just actually calling him John.
I don't understand what we've
John,
been
you got
talking
anything
about
else?
for the last 20 minutes.
No.
I don't either. Thanks for being on the pod.
Thanks for having me. This was
We'll probably have to have you back. I feel like we have unsettled business in terms of all the insults I took this episode.
No, it was great.
I've had to pee.
No, it was great.
I've had
No,
to
it was
pee since
great.
we started talking about WrestleMania. So I'm just like,
Yeah, no. No, it was great. Drew, I'd love to have you back on the pod so we could talk more WrestleMania.
We'll have you
talk.
back on for WrestleMania 41.
Wrestling Hour. There's definitely, more pay-per-views coming up, or
Yeah.
premium live events as they call them now, since everything is on Peacock.
Right, I know, and that's
Yeah,
what that's how we just stumbled upon it. As he was
Right.
like on Peacock, but anyway,
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. This is therapeutic.
Well,
Maybe for
for
some
you,
of us.
this was actually very
it's more of a therapy
upsetting
session.
for me. Yeah. All right.
Love you.
Episode. Love you too, dude. Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Peace out.